address to them, and we wish to applaud them. And thank you for coming here.
I thank His Excellency, Madam Minister, and now I give the floor to the representative of Azerbaijan.
Mr. President, dear delegates, ladies and gentlemen, as a youth delegate from Azerbaijan at the 60th session of the General Assembly, it's a great honor for me to be here and to address you today on the occasion of the 10-year review of the World Programme of Action for Youth. Since the adoption of the program in 1995, our world has changed significantly. The time has thus come to rethink the old agenda and to start looking upon things in a bold, new way. Poverty represents a serious threat to the security and well-being of young generations. It deprives young people of education and employment, and often makes them victims of human trafficking, exploitation, and abuse. To a large extent, only low-paid and insecure jobs with limited possibilities for advancement are available to the young generations. Young people with their enormous untapped potential can make their own important contribution to poverty reduction. Rather than being viewed as a target group for which employment must be found, young people want to be accepted as partners for development. According to statistics, only a small percentage of youth across the globe was able to find necessary funding for starting up their own business and engaging themselves and young men and women in entrepreneurship. However, if governments employ specific programs to promote youth employment and entrepreneurship at national level, we will succeed in significant reduction of youth unemployment. Furthermore, national youth-led business funds could be established in order to provide necessary assistance to young entrepreneurs. Mr. President, I'm pleased here to represent one of the leading countries of the Youth Employment Network, a major international initiative to address the challenge of youth employment globally. Azerbaijan, as one of the first countries who joined the network, has recently adopted Youth Policy, a state program for youth for the years 2005 and 2009, which considers fostering youth employment and promoting youth entrepreneurship among key policy directions. This program envisages adoption of a national action plan on youth employment by 2006, elaboration of measures to promote youth entrepreneurship in remote areas and improving training and educational of young people in this area. I'm also happy to note that achievements of other leading countries of the network, such as Brazil, Indonesia, Namibia, Senegal, and others, who also undertaken measures to promote youth employment in their respective countries, including the adoption of national action plans. As youth representative, I fully support these actions and hope that all member states can learn from the results achieved by Youth Employment Network so far, and especially from the best practices provided by lead countries. Another formidable challenge young people of Azerbaijan still face is the continuous armed conflict with Armenia, which has detrimental impact on youth and significantly limits perspectives for their full-scale development. As a result of this conflict, generations of young Azerbaijani women and men grew up in refugee and IDP camps. We, as youth representatives of Azerbaijan, believe that young generations of both countries can contribute tremendously to the solution of the conflict, which is vital for the security and development of our region. And we hope that Armenian side will demonstrate the same constructive approach towards this end. Mr. President, we are grateful for the fact that in both the Millennium Declaration and the outcome document of high-level plenary meeting, youth concerns have, to a certain extent, been taken into account. However, this is not enough. Around the world, the contributions that young people are already making to MDGs should be further acknowledged and strengthened. Youth needs to be a part of the discussions and decision shaping our world for our common future. It is therefore crucial to involve them in the design and implementation of various development programs and policies, in particular those targeting young people. Mr. President, in conclusion, I wish to thank Azerbaijan and the United Nations for providing me with the opportunity to speak here today. I hope that more and more younger people from all countries, especially from developing countries and countries in transition, will be also able to participate in future sessions of the General Assembly and other UN bodies, and eventually become real and active partners of governments in realizing global goals and commitments before us. I thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished delegates, we have heard the last speaker for this morning meeting, devoted to the evaluation of the progress made in the implementation of the World Programme of Action for Youth in year 2000 and beyond. And we shall continue to hear the remaining speakers this afternoon at 3 p.m. I thank you. The meeting is adjourned.